My name is Michael Hernandez of MLH Media and now associated with Valley Fight News. And I'm here with Christine Spencer, who's going to be making her debut Muay Thai matchup on the Royal Combat Productions Muay Thai card on March 19th in Carson, California. So, Christine, how are you feeling today? I mean, this is obviously fight week, so coming up on Sunday, you're going to be putting on those gloves and you're going to be getting ready to go in that ring. So, how are you feeling? How is anything
Yeah,
you're doing different this week?
everything's kind of business as usual right now. I'm feeling great, a little tired, but that's expected. I'll probably taper down towards the end of the week, but for the most part, everything's pretty steady how I've been going.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that we're going to get a well-rested Christine Spencer going into that
Yeah.
ring on Sunday. But just a little bit of a backstory to the fans that didn't know Christine Spencer, because even before I was looking at the card, I was very interested at how you got into training and everything like that. So you originally moved from Florida, and then you started training at RUCA, or some people say RVCA, but I've recently found out it's RUCA. So great, great news flash to anybody else that didn't have that knowledge. But how did you get into that training, and how did you get into such a big gym? Because obviously that's a huge gym over here in California on the West Coast. So just give a little bit of detail on that.
Actually, when I first moved here, I started going to Timoyama. Um, Things were great there, and then I met Jason Parillo. And then that's kind of like when the pandemic kind of hit. And so we ended up just like meeting at the park and just hitting mitts, just a workout, getting outside because everybody's like cooped up at home. And so then I'm like, oh man, I kind of want to do this. Like, I like this. And so we kept doing that. We were just friends, just friends. And then all of a sudden kind of came became a little bit more. And then so I kept telling him, I want to do this. I want to do this. And he wasn't really sure how serious I was because it's not really like a normal thing. I feel like girls to want to just fight and punch each other in each other's faces. So he kind of like, I would say, tested me a little bit and kind of waited before he like kind of let me come into the gym. So after like talking about it time and time again, he's like, all right, I have a couple amateur girls that you could spar with. So then I would come in, spar, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. So ever since then, just been pretty consistent. And like training with Mackenzie and just being around everybody is really inspiring. And um, I've always wanted to do this, but it really like showed me, okay, yeah, like this is where I belong. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, you most definitely got some pretty good starts over there from Timo Yama, because I know a couple of people over there, like Joaquin Garcia. He's the 559 fights champion, and I got to talk to him. He's an awesome guy, and he's from Timo Yama, so I already know that team. It's pretty well talented. And then you going all the way over to Ruka, and then just kind of interesting on that story. It's like a love and basketball type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? You
Uh,
kind of just start going to the park, and then all of a sudden you're like, I really like this, and you fell in love
yeah.
with the sport. And not only that, but you also found somebody that you could share that life connection with. So that's always
Yeah,
great as well. And
totally.
so with that, you also have a dog named Wuju that you guys constantly like to post, like to throw around in your life. And I always think it's so interesting when couples treat their dog like it's their kid, because it's like that's how I look at my dog. It's just they're just like humans. So kind of go into that relationship that you have with Woju, and just how you feel that has harbored your relationship with Perillo, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know how people don't look at their dogs like their children. Like maybe because I don't have children yet, but I've had him. So I'm almost 30. I've had him for half my life. So he just turned 15 in January. So I've had him growing up. And then when I went off to college, my parents kept him for a little bit. And then after college, I kept him and then moved him out here with me, obviously. Um, it's funny. So one of those training sessions at the park with a Perillo, I decided, oh, I'm going to bring my dog with me. So I rode up in my bike with my dog, and Perillo was like, a Bichon. Nobody knows what a Bichon is. Like everyone just thinks, oh, it's a little furry dog kind of thing. But he grew up with his best friend having a Bichon. So he was like super stoked. And so immediately I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, if you get along with my dog, then we're gonna get along. And they're so much closer than me and my dog is. They like he does not leave Prillo's side at all. He'll take him to work with him and he'll follow Prillo around the gym, like just he's like, wherever he goes, I have to go. And like even here at the house, like they'll both be on the couch and then Prillo will go out to the garage really fast. And then Wuju will be like, oh no, I have to go too. And he like panics and like has to follow him. So like their bond, as much as I am jealous of it, it's really nice. I like that they're like super close like that.
Yeah, no, I could definitely tell just by the energy that you were putting into those Instagram posts and by everything that they definitely had a really close connection. And glad that you gave that background as well, sharing that you've had this dog for so long. And even then, they're still able to kind of have that bond. That just goes to show that type of connection that you guys have together as well. But also, I wanted to touch on you saying earlier you were training with the Mackenzie, and this isn't just no ordinary Mackenzie. This is Mackenzie Dern of the UFC, BJJ black belt Mackenzie Dern. So you have a ton of talent to train with over there at Ruka Sports. I mean, obviously, besides from those talented amateur ladies that you're getting to train with, you're getting to train with the likes of Mackenzie Dern, Cheeto Vera, and whoever they're bringing in to come spar with. So, how would you say, looking at these people that have gone to that pinnacle, to gone to the top of martial arts, how would you say that that has influenced you in your journey going to Muay Thai and hopefully you would like to transfer over to MMA?
Yeah, totally. That is the goal. It's just really inspiring and just seeing everybody's work ethic and just being around them period just helps me want to be there. Like that's the goal. Where they're at is my goal. So just I look around, I see what they're doing and I'm like, I got to do that. Like Cheeto, he's always running. I hate running, by the way. But like well, Perillo tells me all the time, like, gotta run, gotta run. That's super important. But just like seeing their routines, I try to put some of them into me and then also just who I am and so that I can become the best fighter that I can be.
Yeah, no, and that's you kind of see that with your posts and with everything that you've been putting in work. I mean, you've been hitting those pads like no other, and I'm definitely pretty excited to see the results come on March 19th. But with the training that you've been doing with Mackenzie Dern, obviously, I mean, she's on a huge whole nother level. So what would you say for her on the ground, because obviously we're talking Muay Thai here, but what have you learned from the ground game of Mackenzie Dern? Because she has obviously gone to the top levels of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I thought it was really interesting that you got to train with somebody like that. And so any knowledge that you really got to pick up on from her that you were like, I never would have even thought about that.
Yeah, good question. I actually just started jujitsu maybe like 5 months ago. Mackenzie had her fight back in October, I believe. And she had to take a little bit of a break after that. So she's just hitting back into the gym and then helping me out with this fight. But we haven't really dove into the nitty gritty of jujitsu. But I've been bugging her about it, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I can't even blame you because that's somebody that is definitely at the top of the game in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Just her level of expertise, obviously in combat as well. I mean, she has hands, just as we see in that last fight. That was a
Yeah.
very good 5-round fight. But just to talk a little bit more about you, because you're a full-time student as well as training. And so I meant full-time working, my bad.
Yeah.
Full-time working and well as training. So, but you also used to go to school. So did you want to touch on that a little bit, what you do for your job and how that has maybe carried on from what you went to school for and how that kind of maybe ties in with your training, is it a little bit hectic to balance both?
I am a crazy person and went to school for statistics. I don't know why I wanted to go to school for math, but that's what I did. I don't know that I've necessarily used like my degree for statistics. My current job, I am a sales planner for Billabong. Um, so still like in the same universe, I guess, as Ruko, a little different, but I work full time, 40 hours a week, trying to balance both striking and jujitsu because I am doing Jiu-Jitsu World League 1 week after the Muay Thai fight. So just trying to balance all of that, getting enough sleep, still doing good at my job and eating the right things. It's definitely been really hard to manage all of it, but it's going to be worth it. So I just pushed through.
Yeah, no, that's awesome that you're also going to be competing in that IBJFF World League, I believe, right?
Jiu-Jitsu World League.
Jiu-Jitsu World League. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. So you're going to be competing in that, which is awesome. That's great experience in the grappling game to hopefully elevate you even closer to making that MMA debut. And just talking on that a little bit earlier, because you did say that your eventual goal was to kind of take these Muay Thai fights to use them as experience to garner into an MMA career. So when were you planning really to get into that MMA niche? Because I mean, it's kind of creeping up here to where you would hopefully want to get into that straw weight. Maybe there's a lot of girls that are looking to kind of retire or they're looking to go down, so maybe Christine Spencer could slide in.
Oh, heck yeah. I just kind of wanted to get a little bit more jujitsu experience under my belt before I switch over to MMA. But I think that next weekend at World League will be a good testament to see if I'm ready to make that switch. I just wanted to do like each of them separately, see where I'm at, but overall I'm feeling good that I can put it all together.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Were you planning on hitting up the amateur scene before you go into professional bouts, obviously, or were you going to try and just ease your way into amateurs and see how everything goes? Because I know the approach is different for every fighter. Some
Like,
fighters really like to take their time in amateurs, and then some like to use it as you said, testing grounds. Like, okay, I have 4 matches. If I win these 4 matches in amateurs, we'll see how I do in pro.
yeah, I think it'll just depend. It's really hard to find people to fight at my weight class, so it was really hard to find an opponent for my Muay Thai match. So I just can't really imagine trying to find one for an MMA. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens. I think I would want at least one amateur MMA match, but we'll just see. We'll see who says yes.
Well, I'm pretty sure whoever does say yes, it'll be not only a great matchup, it'll also be a great testament to go ahead and show those skills that you've been working so hard on, not only at Team Oyama from your beginning, but also now at Ruka Sports. So now with these last questions here, just because I really do enjoy your time here. It's been an awesome interview talking to you today, Christine. But when with your opponent, you're going to be facing off against Elin Anika Vikshaaland, who is also going to be making her her Muay Thai debut. And this is both a rookie matchup for you guys. So what are some words that you maybe have for your opponent or for fight fans going into March 19th that you would like to share?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, she says she claims that she's never fought before, but if you dig deep, you could definitely find some footage of her out there fighting in the past. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know what she's hiding, but we'll see what she brings to the table.
Yeah, that's most definitely going to be a very fun matchup. I know that she has had that training experience, but that's definitely interesting to hear that you were able to do that deep digging because even I wasn't able to find that.
Oh,
So
really?
you may need to
Yeah,
send me that
I
video.
don't know. There might be some secretness to this. I don't know what it is. I don't if she just I don't know. This also the footage is like 5 years old
Oh,
before and
okay.
different country. So who knows? She could very much gain a lot of experience within the last 5 years. We'll
Yeah.
see.
No, and we'll
It'll
get that
show.
test.
Yeah,
We'll get that test on
for sure.
on March 19th. So I'm super excited to go ahead and be announcing that I'm also going to be attending the event for any of these fighters that are watching this interview. So I will go ahead and be there and I'll be talking to you guys. And hopefully there'll be some people over there in support of you. I know that Parillo and hopefully Wuju would be in that corner cheering
I
on your name. That
know.
would be so great. But I know dogs and Muay Thai is probably not the best combination.
Uh,
So but any last shout outs that you wanted to give today, Christine? Because I know obviously you do a lot of work with as you said, Billabong, so I didn't know if you had maybe any sponsors that you maybe wanted to shout out, or maybe people just from your gym that have been helping you prep for this fight.
yeah, shout out to everybody that's been helping me. Especially shout out to Perillo because I mean this is his job. So when he comes home at the end of the day, I don't think that he wants to keep working. So super big shout out to him, and shout out to everybody that's helped me along the way, all my sparring partners, um, physical therapy, all of that.
Yeah, most definitely. And you'll be looking to make that record 1-0 in Muay Thai as you face off against Elin Anika Vikshaaland on March 19th in your Muay Thai matchup. And just to clarify for fans, that weight matchup, what was it going to be at again?
Oh, 125.
125 for sure. Because I'd seen some messing around with it of like other ads, and I'm like, all right, let me ask the officials. So it's going to be at 125. It's going to be both of their original debut matchups, and I'm super excited to go ahead and cover it. I will be there, and I hope that other fight fans are hoping to make the trip to Carson, California, and get to catch you in action as well. This is Michael Hernandez of MLH Media and Valley Fight News and Correlation signing out with Christine Spencer.